What's going on, everyone? So by now, I'm sure most of you are aware, if not, the Los Angeles Lakers had waived Quincy Olivari and replaced him with Trey Jemison, which I'm all for Jemison. Obviously, myself, many others were disappointed that Quincy Olivari ended up getting waived, right? Like, I thought he was a guy that could be a real contributor as soon as, this season, really. If you ended up, making a trade, pulling off a trade, opened up a couple roster spots, need like a guard depth or something, why not bring Quincy in, right? At least he'll give you shooting. He's going to give you that effort and energy. He's going to give you the hustle plays, the dirty work, right? Like, you need guys like that. He was a guy that I really wanted to see kind of stick around with the Lakers. But I understood it, right? Christian Coloco, he's like the prize that you really wanted, that has the potential to be like your starting center at one point. Or Armel Traore, a lot of people really wanted him waived. You can't. He's still young, and he's so versatile. He's 6'9", 6'10", basically can defend 1 through 5, right? He has the upside, not just on the defensive side of things, but also the offensive side of things. Like, he has the potential to be a legit perimeter defender, a legit interior defender, as well as a guy that has shown the ability to stretch the floor and do multiple other things on the basketball court. His upside is still very there, where Quincy's probably closer to his ceiling than he is to his floor. Although, again, we haven't really gotten to see him at an NBA level, so, who knows, right? You don't want to put parameters around these young men, but Quincy being 24 already, right? It's one of those things where it's like, how much further can he gain, right? Usually you're looking for guys like a year or two, they're starting to get into their prime. But nonetheless, right, it was disappointing. He's a guy I wanted to stick around. Lakers, they need spots filled at the center position, right? Obviously, they could go pull off a trade for, a Day'Ron Sharpe or something like that. But it's like, what is the gap difference between a Day'Ron and, a Trey Jemison? Jemison is, 6'11", 270, gives you that physical, just brute at the center position. I really like some of the things we've seen from him. He just needs the opportunity to show and display. Is this something that he's capable of handling in the backup role? Talked about it. Once you get to the playoffs, right? Probably only running that guy or whoever the center is, even if it is a Day'Ron Sharpe or something like that, you're probably only running them like 8 to 10 minutes a game anyway, because Anthony Davis is probably playing 40 minutes at the center spot regardless. So it's just like, you just need somebody that can come in, give you different looks, give you different matchups, right? Having Christian Coloco, so if the Lakers do pull off trades, you could bring in Coloco, bring in Jemison, and you have two kind of just rim protectors, as well as two guys that can give you different looks. You got that run, athletic, versatile center, but you also got that big, burly, physical interior presence that you want. So I like the idea of both of those, but what about Quincy Olivari, right? Somebody should have picked him up by now, right? Well, somebody did, and that's the Los Angeles Lakers. The Los Angeles Lakers have brought back Quincy Olivari. They have secured his rights to keeping him, which is good, right? Now, supposedly, based on the reports that have came out, or just like word that has came out, he had several other offers. He could have went to several other places, which makes sense, right? I mean, I don't think that this is like one of those like, no way, right? Like, you hear like the rumors or the murmurs, and it's like, oh, like, all right, like, sure. No, I think he's a guy that definitely would have had other options. Other teams would have snatched him up real quick, but he wants to stay with the Lakers. He does. He wants to prove it and earn himself with the Lakers. Look, that's a guy that you want, right? That's a guy that had the opportunity to go elsewhere. That's a guy that got cut by the Lakers. To be fair, he got his opportunity with the Lakers, but it still got cut with the Lakers, had the chance to go elsewhere and maybe actually make a main roster spot soon. Right? Or gotten more minutes or gotten more opportunity. No, he wants the smoke, right? He wants to stick with the Lakers. He wants to earn it. He wants to work hard, and he wants to he wants to prove that he belongs. How do you not love this guy? Because look, if it was me, I'm on the first thing smoking out of here, right? Like, if I can get a bag, if I can go and be on another team and actually play right now, he might never make the Lakers main roster. Seriously, he might never make it. Now, he could always go somewhere else, right? Like, a team could go and sign him again and stuff like that. So it's not like that's it. He's stuck with the Lakers for the next however years, right? No, like, if he doesn't start getting the opportunities, he could go elsewhere. But If you could have went elsewhere now, you would have already gotten that head start, right? You've already gotten that opportunity. And so for me, it's like the fact that this young man is like, no, like I want to stay here and I want to work hard. I want to stay here and I want to be a part of this organization. I want to be a part of this team. I want to be in the purple and gold. That's a guy I want. I want him in the foxhole with us. I want him on this team. If we open up roster spots, I hope that they bring him in. Obviously, I get it. You want to try to win now. If the Lakers pull off some trades and they need like a backup guard or something, you're probably bringing in somebody with a little more experience, a Markelle Fultz, something like that. I get it. But if you have like that 15th spot and it's like, say you clear off 3 roster spots and you bring in Jemison, they bring in like a Markelle Fultz, and you just need that other roster spot filled, you got to bring in Quincy. Right? You got to give him a chance. My guess, what happens, and again, this is just my guess. I don't know, right? Not an insider, anything like that, just a guy. My guess is what will happen is the Lakers will make a trade. They'll do something, right? They'll bring in Jemison or Koloko and bring them to the main roster, which will free up a 2-way again, and then they'll probably bring him back to a 2-way. I think that they just secured him momentarily so they didn't lose him. Gave him the opportunity, like, hey, if you want to go somewhere else, if you want an opportunity elsewhere, we get it, no worries. But we'd love to have you back. We'd love to re-sign you. We'd love to keep you around because we do want you. We do see a future. We just got to do what's best for the team, for the main roster, for the organization, right? Quincy, I'm sure he gets it. I'm sure he understands it. He wants to stick around, right? So my guess is that the Lakers keep his rights, right? So they don't lose his rights or anything like that. So another team doesn't go and snatch him up, right? Boom, he's here. Lakers figure out what they're going to do at the trade deadline. They, trade for whatever, Bruce Brown, whatever. They're probably going to need to fill a roster spot or 2 when all is said and done. You bring in a Jemison. Like I said, you bring in a Fultz. You have that 2-way spot open up again. Now Quincy's going to that 2-way spot. And then next year, you probably sign him to, a rookie or vet minimum contract, right? Bring him in on a prove-it deal for a couple years, right? Maybe you give him a little bump, and maybe it's like, 4 years, $12 million or something like that, or 4 years, $15 million, something like that. Bring him in. Ideally, you want to secure him as long as possible, because if he does hit, and he is the guy we think he could be, you want him during that stretch, right? And then you figure it out once that contract is up. But also, what does he want to do? Does he want to, kind of do a 1 or 2 year prove-it deal, like a 1+1, on a prove-it deal, and then just kind of figure it out from there? You can't give him a player option, right? Rob's got to stop doing that. As much as, Quincy would be great, but the problem is, if he doesn't pan out, now you're stuck with him, right? So, to me, if he wants to do a shorter deal, you sign him to a 1+1 on a team option, right? And then the next year, if he works out, boom, you give him a new contract and you keep him long term. Or if you can, like I said, sign him 4 years, 4 years, $20 million or something like that, right? $4 or $5 million a year, whatever you can get. Plus, you'd be able to trim a little money off top. You're going to have vet minimum guys leaving anyway. So if you can clear a spot and bring him in, whatever they end up working it out to be is what they work it out to be. But he's a guy I really would like to see kind of come in, get an opportunity. I don't think he's going to get the opportunity this year, but I could see him next year. Getting real run, getting real burn, right? Continue to grow, continue to work on his game, continue to hone his craft, right? He's continuing to play in the G League. In the offseason, sure the Lakers will have a whole itinerary of what they want him to do and how they want him to improve in what areas and whatnot. I'm sure he is going to grind. He is a grinder. You see it. I expect him to just work his tail off in the offseason. He'll probably play Summer League again, right? You'll probably see that growth from him in Summer League, from year 1 to year 2. I hope he just starts cooking everybody. I hope he is just dominating Summer League. Him and probably Dalton Connect also will probably get the same thing. I hope those 2 guys are just torching Summer League. Bring them up to the main roster. Now you got, Lakers version of the Splash Bros, right? And Quincy and Connect. And then you kind of figure it out from there. And then you round out the rest of the roster or whatever other pieces you have and whatnot, right? Because again, Quincy, even just his shooting would be welcomed. Obviously, Connect's having his struggles and his slumps, right? But he'll figure it out, right? It's his first year as a rookie, so I'm not so critical on Dalton Connect as I am on everyone else. Because again, it's his first year. Shooting slumps happen. bad stretches happen. He's got to get out of it. He doesn't get the field goal attempts to really get out of the shooting slumps, right? He doesn't get the field goal attempts to really figure it out. So to me, I just, you got to be patient with him. Let him continue to grow and develop. If Quincy can do the same thing, you could have just two absolute snipers out there for the Lakers. Because we know Quincy, boom, in an instant can get hot, right? He's a guy that can rattle off, 3, 4, 5 threes on a nightly basis. You have Dalton Connect that can do the same thing. You could have kind of that point to 2 guard and then the 2 to the 3, that interchangeable as far as those two guys go, that could just give you that shooting and that just hustle and energy that you get with like the bench shooting and stuff like that. I really like what we're seeing from those two guys, and I really do think that they can make a significant impact moving forward. So I'm glad that the Lakers were able to keep Quincy. But let me know your thoughts and opinions and how you feel down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? You excited? You glad Quincy's back? You glad Quincy is still with the Lakers? Do you think he'll end up going to two-way? Do you want to see him make an actual roster spot? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are. Either way, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.